welcome to this very special episode of TFL Today. And Nathan, what are we doing today?
We're doing Buy These Cars Now.
That's right, the top 5 classic cars we think will appreciate in the next 2 years. Remember the Testarossa?
Yes, I do.
For the longest time, that Ferrari Testarossa was about $50,000. And then like overnight, literally overnight, it went to $250,000.
Yeah, and the vehicles that we're going to be talking about today, well, did we go to anybody in particular to find out about these vehicles? Did we research them?
You mean like go to Haggerty or the auction companies?
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Not at all.
No, we just love these cars and we think that because our guts tell us these cars are going to appreciate. But more importantly, Nathan, we actually have experience with these cars.
That's right. Almost every single one of these vehicles we have a video for it. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, we've driven them, we kind of know them, and this is not just us kind of spitballing and doing a top 5 list so that you guys could click on it. This is experience talking.
There's a little bit of experience, including number 5, which is actually one of the first vehicles that Roman and I drove together in a video, and that is the Tesla Roadster.
Yeah, that is the very first Tesla, and there's a couple things I think that make a car collectible, right? First and foremost is scarcity. They didn't have to have built a lot of them, and that's car, they didn't build a lot. They built 2,500 worldwide and about 1,800 in the US, and it languished on dealer floors at the end, which is also a good sign because remember the GT, the Ford GT?
Yeah.
They couldn't sell that at the end of its run.
Yeah, and now, they're worth so much money. So, the Tesla Roadster is not exactly your typical Tesla, for those of you who do not know the history about Tesla, the car company.
Yeah, it's kind of a rebranded car, but imagine if you had the very first car that Henry Ford made.
Exactly. So in this case, the body and part of the platform really does belong to a Lotus Elise, and then they went and put in batteries and an electric motor, which had a lot of power actually. The one that we tested had 295 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah, they built them from 08 to 012.
Mm-hmm. 012?
2012, and they couldn't sell them, but they were way cool and they were way fast. I mean, this car weighs nothing, right?
Right.
So almost 300 pound-foot of torque. I remember when we got in that thing, it just pushed our faces way back.
And the fact that we both fit in the car was an amazing miracle.
So one of the fun things about this car is watching somebody get in and out of it. Here's Nathan trying to get out of the car. Oh my. Look at that.
Got any Crisco oil or KY? My foot's caught under the accelerator.
A word to the viewers, Nathan. Wear size 13 shoes. Please don't destroy the car, Nathan.
No, I'm good.
Oh, that was very graceful. That's good.
Thank you.
Now, there are 2 other criteria that I think make a car ultimately collectible. So one, of course, is scarcity.
Right.
Number 2 is there's that old saying, when the top comes down, the price goes up.
I was thinking of other things coming down and coming up, but yeah, that is absolutely right.
And that car had the Roadster.
Right.
And of course, 2 doors.
And 2 doors. But not all the vehicles on this list have 2 doors. In fact, number 4 had 4 very large doors, and that's because it's
Wait. I'm going to ask him a question, see if you guys can guess it before he answers it. What's one of the only modern cars where they actually built a factory, a frickin' factory to build this car?
just the car.
Just a car. Just for this car, they built a factory.
It was all glass, by the way.
All right, tell him.
Okay, it's the Volkswagen Phaeton.
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 I'm in Colorado. I want to say everything like Peyton Manning, and Phaeton. You know, okay.
It's the Volkswagen Phaeton, but not just any Phaeton. It is the W12 Phaeton.
That's right, a W12 engine that came with, in this case, 4-wheel drive. It was the
6-liter.
6-liter.
Put out 420 horsepower.
That's right.
That car actually, so there's an 8-cylinder and then there's a 12-cylinder, right? And the 12-cylinder is the one that was like the royalty of cars. In fact, you had to have a special kind of appointment even to get on the list to get one.
Right.
There was a special delivery. It was basically the brainchild of Ferdinand.
P.
Yeah, the grandson of Ferdinand Porsche. and it was, he was the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
And he did this, he designed this car, came up with this car, and he put this really strict set of criteria for the engineers. Like the car had to be dead quiet, the hood could not even vibrate at 190 miles an hour or something. It was crazy engineering task, and they built it.
They did,
and
it was
nobody bought it.
And nobody bought it. It was an extraordinary car. Prices were around $95,000 for this model. Now, they did build other models. Now, as far as we know, all of these vehicles total in the United States sales 2,300.
Yeah, we can't break out how many actually were the 12-cylinder, but we looked on all kinds of different. We actually did some research. We
Yeah,
looked
we
at
did,
all
we did.
kinds of different internet sites, and I found one for sale. Like the 8-cylinder ones go for anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000. And if you can find a 12-cylinder, I found one. It was going for $18,000
And if we had the budget, we would buy it like tomorrow.
today. Yeah,
Today.
Yeah.
We'd actually
Yeah,
buy it today.
Get it today because it's got 4 doors. It's very rare, and it's a car that was built, well, not at cost, but at above cost. It was such a highly engineered, highly crafted car that I can't believe that it won't appreciate.
Yeah, and the other part is that it was only built from 2004 to 2006, at least for the United States market. They're still building these cars, from what I understand, and still selling them overseas.
All right, what's the next one?
The other, oh, wow, this is one that both he and I love, but I have an affinity for, and that is the BMW 8 Series.
Yeah, I think the 8 Series is just on the verge of skyrocketing in appreciation because BMW is coming out with a new 8 Series, and that's always a good sign that the old version is about to go up in price. Now, that car was way ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time. Now there is a version of this car that has a V12 with a manual transmission. Now imagine this, being able to buy a German V12 sports car with a manual transmission, rear drive. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. And for those of you who loved pop-up headlights, nobody did them as good as the BMW 8 Series. They did build 30,000 units, and they ran from 1989 to 1999, so a pretty long run. But it was sort of a failed experiment, according to a lot of BMW aficionados. And frankly speaking, I don't see where the failure is. I think this is a big, glamorous sports car, but some people say it
Grand
wasn't.
Tour.
See, Grand Tour, and then other people say sports car. And other people who have driven the V12 say it's got to be a hypercar, which, you know, hey, I haven't driven the V12. I've only driven the V8 version of it, and I loved it. And man, it would be a great car to own.
And actually, this car and the next car on the list have that classic thing that I look for when I look for cars that we'll appreciate, and that is they're so inexpensive and they're so technically sophisticated that one repair can basically put you underwater.
Yeah.
And think about that. The Testarossa was that way too, right?
Yes, it was.
Like you know, a valve job, like $15,000 on one of those, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And these cars are in that same category. The BMW, highly sophisticated. It had all the kind of stuff that we take for granted on cars today. You know, it had it way back in the day.
That's
Stability
right.
control, all these kinds of really cool things. But first version of it, very technically sophisticated, very expensive to repair, but very cool, and I bet you it's going to skyrocket, so we'll get one today, man.
And the next one's also a German car. In fact, in some ways, they kind of competed with each
I
other.
almost bought it, you know, this long Porsche project, that's how it started.
Yeah, it's the Porsche 928, which both Roman and I think is one of the best looking Porsches around. I mean, it's just a gorgeous car, especially the early versions. But you have more experience with this car than I do.
Yeah, it's got another thing that I think is important, and actually this one in the Phaeton. Jeremy Clarkson has featured these cars, right?
Yeah.
And it becomes kind of this iconic thing that becomes car lore. So whenever Clarkson features a car, and this one he's done multiple times.
He loves the car.
In the cheap car challenges, then it becomes iconic. Now, the car was built from 78 to 95, so they built it a long time.
It had a long run.
Yeah.
And, you know, the engine sizes went from originally like a 4.5 liter all the way up to a 5.4 liter V8. But it was always a V8. It was always rear drive. They
Yep.
never did anything, you know, in terms of making an all-wheel drive or anything like that. But the sophistication of the power plant had increased to the point where the GTS, the final version of it, was absolutely the car to get.
Yeah, it was a supercar.
Yeah,
It was a supercar
it really
Porsche
was.
car prices. Now, the ones you want, because they did build them for a long time, are the very early ones, the
Yep.
first ones. I think they had those tartan interiors, right? Those crazy kind of goofy, like Scottish, German thing interiors.
Right.
Or the GTS, the very last ones. So the stuff in the middle, you know, not so much. And they're still, when I was looking at, you can get them on the low side for maybe like $10,000. If they're, you know, relatively drivable condition, it can go anywhere up to $18,000, $20,000. But you know, you could spend that much like that on repairs because you need a Porsche mechanic and you need a lot of sophisticated Porsche parts and technology. So I think it's a cool car. It was in risky business,
Yes, it was. It was the U-boat.
right? It's going to go up. Go buy one today and marry a Porsche mechanic when you do.
That would be a really good idea. Now, this is an interesting car, our number one car, and that's because A, both of us got a chance to drive it and actually live with it, and B, it is still a car on this list that realistically speaking, either of us would be very happy to own, like right now.
Yeah, right now. And, you know, we fell in love with it. I think every automotive journalist fell in love with it, and nobody bought it.
Yeah, that was a very short run, and this vehicle
Which makes it
is
scarce.
It does make them extremely scarce. It is the Cadillac CTS-V Wagon from
2011, 2014.
That's right. And this vehicle, those years basically was for the CTS-V version of it, and combined all those years, around 2000 were made.
Yeah, and you want the manual.
Manual is option.
Right,
yeah.
obviously. And of course, you know, what could be better? You've got a big honking V8 that
556 horsepower.
slap a supercharger onto it, and then you make it into a family truckster with, you know, tires the size of steamrollers.
Yeah, I mean, it was the closest thing you can get to a family Corvette. I mean, that was really, you know, kind of sort of it. It's ZR1 even.
Yeah, and Germans have been building high-powered, high-priced wagons for a long time, but this was like America, goddammit, entry into it.
Yeah.
I love that car. I love the I can never say it.
Alcantara.
Yeah, I love that. And the steering wheel, it was way cool.
It was.
It's just a really fun car. It's an unusual car, and go pick yourself one up today before other people discover just what a great car it was.
Yeah, and compared to the German cars, it'll be a lot cheaper to maintain this vehicle, I'm sure. I'm positive on that. And the final part is, if you do have a significant other and you have children, this could be a car where you'd say, hey, you know what, we could fit the stroller in the back and get to our location quickly.
So I've got a bonus for you.
Okay, bonus.
And that is that car, which I'm actually selling right now. It's the first generation 986, the Boxster. If you guys are interested in it, by the way, I am selling it. We're moving on to another car. I've got a surprise for you for the next one. And you know what? It's funny because remember we had the 996, right?
Yes,
a
I
year
do.
ago, and finally, like, the world's caught up to it. Doug DeMero just did a video saying why it's the best Porsche ever. Duh, like we didn't know that. Yeah, like we didn't know, but that is coming up in price. Did you know something interesting about that car, Nathan?
No.
The Boxster of that generation is one of the cars that people keep the longest. People just hold on to them and they do not sell them. They're out there for sale. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I'm saying if you buy that car, you're more likely to hold on to it the longest. I think the average is like 10 years.
So you screwed up the curve on that.
Yeah, we had it for like less than a year. We're asking $7,900 for it.
Yeah.
Everything works on it. It's got 101,000 miles. Guy came to look at it today, so I think I had like 4 people make me like kind of lowball offers already. It's on Craigslist. So if you want it, email us at, what is it, Andre? info@tflcar.com. But come and get it because it's going quick. $7,900, good car. We sorted it. You can watch the videos and buy these cars today.
Absolutely. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really do think that the cars we mentioned have some real equity for collectors in the future.
And if you've got any suggestions, we'd love to hear your suggestions. So please put them in the comments below. And as always, we're going to link a really cool video over here. And Nathan, see you guys next time. Ciao.
Take care.